Hello and welcome to Beaute Espace TV. I'm Ritoo, Jhha, editor of Beauty Launchpad magazine and Beaute Espace Media. We are honored to have with us today Mr. Siddhartha Sengupta, who's the managing director of Samskrt Natural Wellbeing Co Private Limited. And after being at the helm of companies like Arkema and a 23 years solid experience in the chemical industry. He resigned as the managing director of Arkema in 2014. And in 2015, he created this beautiful company which is trying to do some very inspirational things in health and well-being. Samskrt is trying to take up the Sakilya concept of Ayurveda and make it accessible to everyone. And as we know today, Ayurveda has been there in our country for ages, but not as accessible to everyone as it should be. So Siddhartha has set out on that journey and with very interesting results. So welcome Siddhartha to BTS Media, and we are very happy to have you with us. So Siddhartha, knowing that you're very passionate about this whole concept that you have created, we would like you to first of all start telling us about Samskrt, about the journey, how you started, and what are the various aspects of it.
Right. Thank you very much, Ritoo, for the introduction. Like you mentioned, I was in the corporate for 23 years. I'm a chemical engineer, MBA, and I've moved on from several German companies like BASF, Merck, Clarion. Then went on to become the Asia Pacific head in Merck, and then moved on to Arkema, like you said, to the French company where I was the managing director. But we went on, and I was, like you said, very passionate about Ayurveda. And I started this company called Samskrt Natural Wellbeing Private Limited, which deals in authentic Ayurveda, by which we empower people to stay disease-free for life. When I say disease-free for life, that's very much possible. And we empower people not only through daily detox methodologies of Ayurveda, but we also tell them what exactly means what it means to have a proper lifestyle, proper diet, and proper behavior. Because I'll take you through this. Why am I saying behavior as well? Later when I come across the other questions. But it's very important when in Ayurveda, not just the lifestyle, but also the diet and the behavior medicines, Panchakarma. We essentially, Ritoo, have three divisions in our company. One is the service aspect of it, where we do healing of all kinds of lifestyle diseases, out of which we have preventive healthcare, we have predictive healthcare, and reversal of diseases. When I say preventive healthcare, it is even if you don't have a disease, Ayurveda, what it says is so that you don't get a disease 5 years from now, 10 years from now, you can do a detox and a 3-month course, and then we empower you with what are the kinds of lifestyle you should have based on your prakriti, what is the kind of diet you should have based on your prakriti, and of course how you carry on with life so that you stay disease. Okay. Second is the predictive aspect. When we say predictive, we do these workshops where we actually can tell you 5 years from now or 10 years from now what are the kinds of diseases that you can have and how to stay away from those diseases. Okay. That is the first part of the first division of our organization. The second one being workshops. We've done several workshops in the corporates, be it Reliance Industries, we've done it for Mahindra's, we've done it for Sony Entertainment, we've done it for Lafarge, we've done it for Baker Hughes. So these are organizations, some of them multinational, some of them Indian large organizations. We've also done workshops in Europe. We've done workshops in UK. We've done workshops in Belgium and in Montenegro. When I say workshops in these European countries, they are for common people. It's not in the corporate. It's for common people, and they can actually come. And it's a one-day workshop where we teach people how to stay disease-free for life using authentic Ayurveda. People how to stay disease-free for life and how to actually like in that part of our workshop, Ritoo, what we do is we actually do predictive healthcare. So we have like a 3-page report, a kind of a report, which we give the people after checking their nadi as well as their, the tongue, the Ashtavida, Dashavida Pariksha, and then after that we give them a complete report, which cannot be, it doesn't even go on to your blood to show you manifestation of a disease, but we can come to know through these processes, even 5 years before you have a disease. Okay? So this is something which is very unique to Ayurveda, and once you have gone through that workshop, you actually are empowered to be how to carry on with life and stay with it. Okay, not just physically, but also mentally.
Sure.
Yeah. The third aspect, so the first division I told you was the service, with predictive, preventive, and reversal. The second division was the workshops that we do, both corporate and in Europe, which we've done. And the third one is the medicines that we have, the products. We have a few medicines which are essentially for service, that is our patients, dispense them to our patients. We don't sell them online.
Sure.
And third, out of these, we have also started something which, we had discussed quite a few years ago about our product. And we have this cream, which we've launched around a year and a half ago. Although not online, or we don't sell it to people at this moment, but we've got several clients who love this product. We've also got a few celebrity clients in Bollywood who buy our product on a regular basis. So we plan to launch this maybe soon in a month's time or so, then we do as well. And if anyone they can come to.
What is it called? Can you name the product that you just showed me?
The product. The name of the product is Tatsavitur, and it is made from ghee, and it is made from other herbs like Triphala and Haridra, which is turmeric, etc., which improves the skin. It is an anti-aging, extremely good for blemishes, very good for improving collagen below your skin. It can be used by anyone who's got sensitive skin as well. So this is not just a moisturizer, but it is also something which is medicinal.
Sure. Okay, so that's quite a wide range of things that you do within the gambit of your work, and it's been 5 years. So capturing the essence of Ayurvedic treatments and protocols, and giving customized solutions. So now it's been 5 years. It would be great if you shared some insights from your experience.
Right. It's been 5 years. It's been a arduous journey for us, and me and my doctors and my staff. But yes, I would love to share some of the cases which we've had, especially since you touched upon this. We've actually moved on from being a very generic treatment organization where doctors just treat simple things like diabetes or hypertension or back pain and these kinds of things, to we moved on to emergency cases like cancer and heart disease and Parkinson's, autism, severe depression, anxiety issues. So all these kinds of things which allopathy cannot really take care of, these are the patients who come to us. Example is that these cancer patients who come to us on a regular basis are the ones who've got a few months left and they've been asked to leave and go home. They're the ones who come to us in the third stage, fourth stage, and we try and heal them. And we've got several cases. You can check our testimonials on our website. We've got cases from Serbia, we've got cases from South Africa, we've got cases from India, of course, and several other nations. And all kinds of cancer. It's not a specific cancer that we treat. But having said that, we also deal with simple issues like infertility or geriatric cases or things like that. But what I love to talk about is also Parkinson's, because Parkinson's is considered as an autoimmune disease in allopathy, but Ayurveda doesn't really look at it that way. We've got a specific case where we have several, but a specific case where he was in the first stages of Parkinson's and completely out of it right now. So, I mean, I can talk about many other cases if I really want to, specific cases, but that would really take a lot of time. But I can assure you one thing, that, the way we look at, a disease is very different from the way allopathy looks at it.
Sure. So, is it difficult for your clients to make that change? Because I'm sure that you would be asking for a drastic change in lifestyle for some of them, and how difficult is it to do that? I mean, from your insights, I would like to know what are the percentage of your clients who are all out to do it, and how many say that, oh, they can't do this or that.
Right. It's not easy to do that. It's extremely difficult, especially at times like this, where everyone believes that popping in a pill can actually solve all problems.
Yeah.
And that's exactly where we have to educate the people about what lifestyle is. For example, what time you go to sleep, what time you wake up, what time you have your lunch, what time you have your dinner. All of this, what time you exercise, all of this has an effect on your body.
Really?
This is exactly what we teach people. It's surprising that, of course, abroad people have no idea about this. A lot of people don't know what Ayurveda is. But even a lot of Indians have no idea what exactly Ayurveda is. And they just don't understand the lifestyle aspect and the diet aspect of Ayurveda.
Right.
For example, in lifestyle, if I tell people that you're supposed to sleep at 10 o'clock in the night, everyone would wonder, why 10? The reason why 10 is because at 10 o'clock, the pitta in your body starts to increase. When the pitta in your body starts to increase, if you're awake, then the pitta is not able to perform what it is supposed to be performing, that is detoxing. Okay? And by the time it's around 6 o'clock in the morning, your body has a natural pressure of vata between 2 and 6 in the morning, where you're supposed to evacuate, whether it is your urine, your stool, your everything, which the waste from your body is supposed to be going out by 6 or 7 in the morning, which doesn't happen if you wake up at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock.
Right.
So it's very simple, common sense things which we explain to people, and scientifically, of course, because people don't realize that it's not just hearsay or something which is not proven scientifically. These can be absolutely proven scientifically, and they have to.
So you just said that sleeping by 10 is important. Going to sleep by 10 is important.
Sleep?
Did you just say that one should go to sleep by 10 o'clock?
Well, you have to sleep by 10. Actually, the right time to sleep is between 9 and 10. And the right time to wake up is between 5 and 6 in the morning.
Right. So all these, sayings that there are, that, one is a morning person, one is not a morning person. What do you have to say about that?
There's nothing called a morning person or an evening person. In fact, I used to have a lot of arguments with my daughter, who's a grown-up now, and she always wanted to be an evening person, because most of the kids today want to, chat during the nights or do their work in the nights, etc. But we need to move with the universe. We need to move with the sun. So all these years, our ancestors always moved with the sun. So the moment there is sunrise, your cellular metabolism, your body wakes up. Your cellular metabolism starts to function. Okay. So if you say that I'm not going to wake up now, instead I'll wake up at around 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock in the morning, your cellular metabolism goes for a toss. So when your metabolism goes for a toss, your body functions don't happen.
Right.
Okay. And in the night, if you stay awake until 12 or 1 or let's say even 2 o'clock in the night, what happens is your brain has to detox in that night. When you lie down, okay, in this position, we have something called the cerebrospinal fluid, okay, which runs right from our spine into our brain. There's a fluid which is there inside.
Right.
Now that fluid, when you lie down, that fluid flows into the brain, detoxing your entire brain, okay, from all the stress that you've had throughout the day and even before. And it's supposed to clean it up. And by the time when you wake up in the morning, it drains and pushes back into your spinal cord. That's what it does. Okay. Now, what happens is if you sleep at 2, it doesn't get enough time to detox. It doesn't get enough time to clean up that stress. Okay? And that's why you will see people, especially the kids these days, have serious mental issues, have serious panic attacks, or they get paranoid, or they get all these kinds of heart palpitations. Why? Because they don't sleep, they have not detoxed, and their brain is not able to function properly, and then they start having all these kinds of neurological issues.
Sure, that makes a lot of sense, actually. Whilst we can go on talking about that, we today, Siddharth, are in the midst of the pandemic. The COVID-19 has changed all conceptions of reality for us. And one realizes that having a robust immune system, was never more important. So, tell us more about what you have to say about the pandemic and what will save us as human beings using Ayurveda, etc.
Right. Just before I come to the immune system, I just wanted to let you know a little bit, especially the people who don't know what Ayurveda is, or they don't really understand what authentic Ayurveda is. You see, every individual, Ritoo, is authentic and an individual. You can't really say that a certain person, let's say, has lung cancer or mouth cancer, is because of the same reason. Yeah. Why? I'll give you an example. We've got, like, at this moment, as I'm talking, we've got 4 cases of mouth cancer, out of which 2 cases, one is because of smoking, one is because of a lot of tobacco chewing, one is an old lady who's never smoked, chewed tobacco, or had alcohol in her entire life, as well as is a vegetarian. And the 4th woman, she has had mouth cancer at the age of 87, without any possible trigger, but only because of a small incision which was made in her gums.
Oh.
Okay. She had gone to a dentist and she got an incision done, and that developed into that wound wouldn't heal, and that developed into cancer. So you see the 4 different cases. Now, what would allopathy do? Allopathy would treat all of this in the same way.
Yeah.
They would first try to kill the cancer. That's not what we do. What we do is we need to find the root cause of each one of these cases. Okay? And when we find out the root cause, now the basis of Ayurveda is very clear, that the body knows how to heal itself. Okay? The body knows how to heal itself. Now, what we do is we help the body to heal itself. At any given point in time throughout our life, we constantly have these tumor cells, cancer cells in our body, which is eaten up by our immune system, okay, on a regular basis, and killed, because the body knows how to kill cancer.
Sure.
Yeah, and there is a certain process to do that. Now, the first thing is your cellular metabolism has to be very good, and of course, then in the form of waste, it goes out of your body. Now, when the immune system is compromised of a person, that's when the disease manifests. Any kind of disease, whether it's diabetes, whether it's heart disease, or whether it's cholesterol, whatever. The same thing with cancer as well.
Right.
Okay. So first thing what one has to do is to understand that you need to keep your immune system at a high at all points in time. Yeah. How does one do that? By detoxing on a regular basis, by following a certain lifestyle, by following a certain diet.
Right.
Okay. And when I say this, it does not, yes, you have to lead a routine life, but it does not mean you can't have fun. You can have fun. At the same time, you have to know how to come back home and then detox.
Yeah.
Now, coming to your question about COVID, there are several deaths in COVID because allopathy treats it in the same way. Now, they are trying to they're trying to kill the virus. Okay. They are not trying to sort out the comorbidities in the patients. Mind you, it's mostly all the patients who've got comorbidities who are actually dying one after the other. There have been 800,000 deaths, more than 800,000 patient deaths all over the world. But let me assure you that in India, there have been several cases which have been healed with Ayurveda. I know of around 650 odd cases which have been healed in Delhi and Gujarat, which is of course in government hospitals, because any pandemic is handled by the government, not by any private clinics mostly, and they've all been healed. There's not a single death by that. And if you really want to improve your immune system, there are several ways to do that. The Ayush department has given several methodologies by which you can improve your immune system, or even if you have COVID, there's a certain protocol to it. But again, like I said, each individual needs to be treated based on their comorbidities, because although the symptoms may be similar, but the way the virus attacks the person, the way the body reacts to the medication as well as the virus is very different. Okay?
Right.
So Ayurveda looks at every individual very, we have to look at the root cause, and then we have to treat the patient, and then it is more effective. And then, because Ayurveda clearly believes and says that a person should not be taking medicines all their life. It should maybe for 6 months, 8 months to a year, not more than that. By that time, your reversal of the disease should have happened.
Okay. So basically, even the Ayurvedic medicines or so-called boosters of your immunity, you have to take them as a part of lifestyle, or you can stop, and what is the advice?
Sorry?
So if somebody is taking, say, Ayurveda herbs, you get a number of herbs these days from various brands, and which are being also recommended by Department of Ayush. So should it become a part of your lifestyle, or at some point you have to stop and, it has to be regulated?
That's right. That's a very good question that you asked, because people believe that, you can, especially a lot of Indians believe that if you do home remedies and keep taking it for all your life, like, for example, we say that, in milk, you put in turmeric and then you drink it every day. That's supposed to be good for health. But no, that's not how it is.
Yeah.
You take it for a certain point in time. You take it for like a few months based, and that's the reason why it's very important to show it to a Vaidya. You shouldn't do it by yourself. And because what happens is the milk with the turmeric will increase your pitta. Okay. So actually, if you keep having this for years together, your pitta will rise so high that after a point in time, you will actually have more problems rather than improvements.
Sure.
Okay? So it's very important, even when you're taking a kadha or the Ayush Kwat, which they have recommended, you need to take in moderation. Because like the French say that, everything in moderation, and even moderation in moderation. So everything has to be done in moderation. After a point in time, you stop. And then after that, after a period of time, you can start again.
Right. Okay. That again is a good revelation. What about Chyawanprash? People have been taking Chyawanprash. Families have been taking Chyawanprash for years now. Does it work all the time, or it should also be avoided as a regular?
That's right. Right. We give our kids Chyawanprash for years together.
Yeah.
Which is okay, but there's a way to have Chyawanprash.
Right.
Now, there is a way. Number one, there is a way to have Chyawanprash. Don't forget, children have a good cellular metabolism, so they can keep having Chyawanprash and it digests.
Right.
Chyawanprash should be had on an empty stomach, and you can have milk after that, because don't forget, Chyawanprash actually can increase the body heat. Okay? Mm-hmm. Milk is something which actually cools the body. Okay, and milk also acts as an anupan, which means transportation of Chyawanprash into your dhatus, which is your tissues. Okay. Right. Now, Chyawanprash also is one of the medicines which was recommended by the Ayush department for COVID patients as preventive. However, Ritoo, it's very important to understand whose Chyawanprash is authentic, which Chyawanprash is really good. Because let's not forget, today in the market, the Chyawanprash that we get, may or may not have the potency of what Chyawanprash is supposed to have. Okay? Sure. In fact, this rasayan called Chyawanprash was made by the Rishi Chyawanprash to become young. Okay, and
Right.
the amount of Chyawanprash, you just have 1 spoon of Chyawanprash, doesn't really help much. It's just like it's like one drop in the ocean. You're supposed to make a meal out of Chyawanprash.
Really?
Yes, you're supposed to make a meal out of Chyawanprash. You're supposed to have Chyawanprash, this jam Chyawanprash, but let's say around 100 grams or 250 grams of Chyawanprash, and then drink milk. Then it is super effective. However, in today's world, people cannot digest because our cellular metabolism is not the same as what it was 500,000 years ago of the human race. Yeah. So we can have a spoon or two, and that's good enough. Okay.
Sure. So yeah, that's again very interesting, Siddharth. And now, given that Ayurvedic advice is based on locating a person's prakriti, so we want to know whether certain prakritis are more vulnerable than others, be it COVID or be it something else. Are there prakritis that are by nature very weak or vulnerable?
Okay, that's a good, that's something I'm glad you asked this question, because Prakriti, a lot of people know that in Ayurveda there's something called Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. Although I don't want to get into details, because if I get into details, it can take a day or so. But everyone understands that every life form is nothing but energy. Similarly, Ayurveda goes with that premise, that is Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. Now, when you say Vata, that is the kinetic energy of your body, everything to do with movement in your body.
Sure.
When you say Pitta, that is the thermal energy of your body. It is nothing but the heat energy by which your metabolism happens. That is the Pitta. And that is there in every cell of your body. Every cell of your body is Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. And Kapha is nothing but the potential energy.
Sure.
Okay. So a person who normally has a good Kapha or is a Kapha Prakriti, this person does not get sick that often, has more robust health than the Vata Pitta kind of people. But having said that, no Prakriti is immune from not getting a disease. Any person with any Prakriti can get a disease, because a disease is based on karma. Ayurveda clearly says the disease is nothing but karma. When you say karma, it's not the work that you're doing. It's also a work, of course, but it's essentially the lifestyle that you've led all your life. Okay, that is also karma. It is the diet or the food that you've eaten all your life. That is your karma. It is the behavior that you've done all your life. That is also your karma. And of course, the work that you do, that is your occupation that you have, like if you're standing for a long period of time, or if you're speaking for long periods of time. So all of that, then your throat chakra or your throat is affected very first thing, if you get a disease. So basically, any disease is based on your karma or your lifestyle, diet, behavior, as well as your occupation. And it is nothing to do with the doshas that you have, or the prakriti that you have.
Sure, that's fantastic. So essentially, all are equally vulnerable when it comes to maybe catching a disease or something like that. What I understand is that all prakritis are equally vulnerable when it comes to, getting a disease, depending upon the karma.
No, all prakritis. See, it's not like this that you have to have 30% of each one of them. That is the ideal case. There is no such ideal case existing. There is no perfect Purush today or perfect Nari today. But yes, you have certain percentages of Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. You can be Vata Pradhan, which is more Vata, then a little less Pitta and even lesser Kapha.
Sure.
Or you can be Kapha Pradhan, which is more Kapha, a little less Pitta and little less. So it's a intermix and combination of these three,
sure,
which denotes your Prakriti. But necessarily, it does not mean that you have to have equal amounts. It's not possible.
Okay. Okay, Siddharth, my last question is again about Sanskrit. Going forward, how do you, what are the key areas that Sanskrit is going to focus upon in the next decade, in the coming decade?
Right. It is very clear to us, Ritu, that not just the service aspect, but we really want to, go forward with the workshops that we're doing. We really want to educate the entire world about what Ayurveda is, how to stay disease-free for life, and be empowered, of course, not just you, but also your family. We also plan to launch our product. I just showed you my product, which we plan to launch soon. We plan to come out with many more such products, which essentially will help people in using fresh cosmetics and something which is chemical free as well. Because let's not forget, your skin is a part of your immune system. So that's why if you have any problems in your skin, the first thing it shows you from your skin. 5 years from now or 10 years from now, we would like to be a global company. Although we have an office in London at this moment as we speak. We don't because of travel restrictions as well as COVID situation across the world. We are not able to function from there. But we would want to be a global organization. We are growing year on year by more than 40%. But we also would like to grow faster. We would like to have more SKUs in terms of our cosmetics. We would want to be the number one provider of authentic Ayurveda when it comes to any kind of lifestyle disease. We would also love to get funded, but without polluting or without stopping this wonderful, authentic Ayurvedic service that we have at this moment. So I think it's very clear. We would like to be in 2 years' time. We would want to be a 10 crore company. In 5 years' time, we would like to be at least a 55 crore company. And in 10 years, we would certainly be a 100 crore.
That's fantastic. That's a great vision, Siddhartha Sengupta. Thank you for being with us, and all the best for Samskrt. And stay safe and stay connected. Keep us in the loop about all new developments at Samskrt. Thank you so much.
And I just before leaving, I would like to just tell people who've been listening to you that our website is www.samskritlife.com. It's SAMSKRTLIFE.com. And if anyone wants to reach out to us, they can reach out at +91 7045 964227. Thanks, Ritoo, and it was great talking to you as usual. And we are here to help anyone who wants any kind of service with regards to any kinds of disease, or want to experience Ayurveda and stay disease free for life.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye bye.